Hello everyone, welcome to our Spring Data classes. Previous classes we learned different types of Spring Data submodules. Today we are going to learn few more modules. It's one of the Spring Data Apache Geode. Spring Data for Apache Geode is a Spring Data module that simplifies the development of Spring applications using Apache Geode or VMware. It's a in-memory distributed data management platforms. It enables seamless caching, data access and event-driven architecture with the Spring abstractions, helping developers interact with geode clusters in a consistent declarative way. Actually, what is geode? It's an in-memory data grid. It stores data in regions like distributed maps, provide low latency access, supports replication, persistence and event notifications, offers scalability, partitioning and availability. These are the main key features in the geode. Then, which I already mentioned, Maven dependency we need to add for each and every module for same like Geode also. Configuration, application or properties we need to add, or YAML file also we can mention that. So this is the example how we can retrieve that CRUD repository we can use. This is a caching example how we can cache that event listener. Whenever the event happened, it will get the data from the cache. Benefits: declarative data access, no bipolar caching logic, integrates easily with Spring Boot. Now, another model is what is Spring Data Couchbase. It's also Spring Data module. It simplifies integration between Spring application and Couchbase. NoSQL document database known for high performance, scalability, and flexible JSON data storage. If you want to store and query JSON documents using Spring style repositories, map Java objects to Couchbase document, leverage Couchbase, NoSQL, SQL-like query language. It's called N1QL. Why Couchbase? It's a JSON document, store data inside JSON documents, supports key value access, N1QL queries, and full text search, offers multi-dimensional scaling, built-in replication, caching, and mobile support. These are the features: reactive support, Spring Boot integration, object mapping, repository abstraction. Same way, Maven dependency we need to add while working with the Spring Boot applications. Configuration, database related. Entity classes, we need, since it's a document based database, we have to use it. Repository, Couchbase repository we have. Store usage, yeah, reactive support, Flux or Mono we can use it for this. This is the other rate query we can use, N1QL select query. This is the syntax for that. Benefits is easy to map Java objects to Couchbase documents, full Spring Boot integration, reactive support for high concurrency applications. Supports mainly auditing, custom converters, integration. When to use JSON-based dynamic schema use cases. Applications need high availability and low latency. Microservices require fast document storage and retrieval. Now another is what is Spring Data Elasticsearch. It is also one of the sub-module in the Spring Data module. It's a simple, consistent, and Spring-friendly way to integrate Elasticsearch as a powerful distributed search and analytics engine into Spring applications. It helps use Elasticsearch, REST APIs or transport clients, map Java objects to JSON documents. It builds full text search capabilities quickly. Why use Elasticsearch? Full text search and analytics, near real search with low latency, ideal for logs, metrics, product search. Key features, again POJO mapping, native query support, index management, reactive Elasticsearch. Maven dependency we can add it as Elasticsearch, application properties, and entity classes with document with index and name equal to products. A repository interface, custom search with native query, native search query builder we can use it. Benefits, easy CRUD and search capabilities, Spring style query derivation, reactive support, full text search and ranking. Not ideal for transactional systems, requires understanding of Elasticsearch indexing and analyzers. Use cases: e-commerce product search, log and event search, ELK and EFK stack, autocomplete and suggestions, analytical dashboards. One more data module. What is Spring Data Envers? Spring Data Envers is a module in the Spring Data ecosystem that integrates Hibernate Envers into Spring applications. It will allow you to audit and version your JP entities, automatically tracking changes over time. Who changed what and when and how. Audit logs, regulatory compliance, history tracking, undo or rollback capabilities. What is Hibernate Envers? Hibernate Envers is a module that tracks stores historical versions of your entity objects in audit tables without requiring you to manually handle versioning or logging. Annotate JP entities at the rate audited. On each insert or update delete Envers creates an audit version, stores previous entity state in a dedicated audit table. Use the revision repository of Envers APIs to retrieve historical data. Features are entity versioning, audit tables, Spring repository support, custom revision entities, query by revision. Again, same thing. Map and dependency we need to add. Example, @entity, @audited. If you use this, there is a separate table will be created with @audit, @AUD. Repository, revision repository, we can use it and we can retrieve the data whichever the revision number we want. What tables created? Product underscore audit, which I mentioned. Revision info, revision metadata table. Benefits: tracks complete change history, integrates naturally with JP or Spring data, helps with compilation, compliance and debugging. Considerations: only works with Hibernate plus Spring Data JPA. No ideal for high write, low read workloads. Requires additional DP storage for audit tables, obviously. Use cases: HR and finance applications track salary and history. Healthcare track patient record changes. Legal or government systems immutable audit trail. Admin dashboards rollback or view changes history. So one more thing is, what is Spring Data Neo4j? This is one of the submodule in Spring Data and Neo4j Graph database. It provides Spring style programming model to persist and query graph based data. Neo4j is a graph database optimized for managing highly connected data using nodes, relationships, and properties. Why use Neo4j? Models complex relationships like social networks, fraud detection, recommendation engines. Query language Cipher SQL query, but SQL like but for graphs. Highly optimized for traversals and relationship heavy datasets. Key features: custom Cipher queries, relationship mapping, repository abstraction, reactive support. Map and dependency again also same for Neo4j. Properties we need to mention. Entity same way @node we will mention as a here Neo4j. Repository again Neo4j repository is there. We can mention the query language, service example how we can retrieve and save the record. Relationship modeling, query example. Benefits: easy integration with the Spring Graph databases. Uses Cipher for expressive graph querying. Automatically handles entity relationships. Works well with connected data structures. Not optimal for tabular or transactional data. Requires knowledge of Cipher and graph modeling. Commercial use cases: social networks, friend-follow relationships, fraud detection, recommendations, organizational charts, knowledge graphs. These are the different modules in the Spring Boot under Spring Data submodules. So each and every module is works with different purpose. Based on the requirement, we can make use of any one of this module. But end of the day, most of either we need to add a Maven dependency and we need to use the application.properties or YAML file, we need to update the respective database properties. This is the common for all the modules. So syntax and query languages, different module will use the different use cases. This how all the modules will work. From next class onwards, we will go through other modules like Spring Cloud. What are the in the Spring Cloud, Spring Security, Spring Sessions, all the how we will connect with the Spring AI. These modules will connect in the Spring Boot project. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great day.